Hey, hi Monique, how are you?
Good. Hello, Paul. I was about to say good morning.
Well, it is good
It's,
morning because you're in Vancouver, aren't you?
yes, it's morning here. Yes, and evening your time. Yes,
And
I'm so.
it is. It's 8 p.m. here in the UK. So yeah, as you're getting up, we're going to bed.
That's right.
So
But I'm so happy to be here today because I mean this guest is so interesting that we have today.
yeah,
Oh, here's Emma.
hi
Yes,
Emma.
forgotten people are slowly pouring in.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Drop us, say hi, guys, so we know you're there. Hi, Leanne.
there we go. Oh,
Here we
now they're
go. It's
really
all
coming
coming
in.
in. Awesome.
Wonderful. Yes,
Hi, Leah. Leah Cole's on. Hi, Leah. It's good to see you. So yeah, we've had an interesting week, Monique, haven't we?
we have.
So
Yeah.
I believe I ended the program last week with saying next week's guest is Hollister Rand, and unfortunately Hollister couldn't do this week. So
But it was a blessing in disguise in this way. We will have him come for sure. There's absolutely
yeah,
no question about that.
Hollister,
But
Hollister.
we have somebody here that is so interesting. We'd like to give him the whole show. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's
unbelievable
good.
what he's going to do here.
I'm
Go
really
ahead and
excited.
would you like to introduce him, Paul?
Well, I was just going to say because we haven't finished the story because we also had good old Trevor as well. Trevor Baldwin was going to step in as well to be interviewed,
That's
and
true.
Trevor obviously he does the Spirited Talk. He does the podcasts, and he kindly came in or was going to step in for Hollister, and bless him, he's had a problem with Facebook, so he couldn't do tonight. And cometh the hour, cometh the man. We are very lucky to have this gentleman come in tonight to say yes, he would do this. And we were just talking before we went live, and he said he was looking for new ways to get himself out there, and this popped up. So it's a win-win for everybody.
It is indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, and his website, and we're gonna show his website later. But should we get him in now? Should we get Keith in now?
Well, with an introduction, of course.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, this week's guest is Keith Hodge. I should get a drum roll set up. Good evening, Keith. Good evening.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Monique.
Hello. Hello, Keith.
I'm just going to run this banner. So, you're international healer and psychic surgeon. And I'm very jealous that you're actually based in Ibiza.
Yeah, it's an incredibly beautiful place to live. A lot of people think Ibiza is a party island, and it's got that name because of the music. And but actually, there's a very strong healing side to Ibiza. There's a place called Es Vedra that you may have heard of, and it's this rock off the south coast of Ibiza, and it's got this incredible energy. Like people come from all around the world to see it. And as you're going down these small roads into, you see it, it's like suddenly there. It's a huge rock, and you can feel it. It's like, so that's what drew me to Ibiza.
I'm taking note to that, Keith.
Yeah.
For the future.
Yeah.
Lovely. When we can travel.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. But we invited you on the spiritual talk because one of the things that we do on the spiritual talk is get to know the person, not just what you do or teacher. You know, I know you're a teacher and you run courses, etc. But we want to know about you and your story initially and how you became who you are today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, my story starts when I was 23 years old. I'd been living a life of university, partying, travel, no connection to spirituality at all at that point. And I just started a tax consultancy job in London. And I got sick. I had no energy, I had palpitations, and the doctors told me I had chronic fatigue and signed me off work for a year. And I was like, well, what can I do about this? And he's like, I'll just rest, it'll pass. I was like, it's got to be another way. And I went to see a psychic that my friend Tim had been telling me about on a snowboard season the winter before. And at the time I was like, I don't need that. I don't believe in those sort of things. And but you know, I needed answers, and this seemed to be the right thing. So I went to see her, and you know, she had the room set up, purple tablecloth, crystals, cards. And then she didn't need any of those. She just looked at me and she's like, wow, you're going to be an incredible healer. Thank you so much for coming to see me. then I was like, my next response was, well, what's a healer? And but meeting her was the catalyst. Like, so I started to feel things starting to shift, and she put me in touch with therapists and healers, and that was the very starting point of my journey. I could feel the truth of what she was pointing towards, even though I didn't have a language or understanding of it at the time.
Yeah.
And then as the healer she put it in touch with took me as far as she could, and put me in touch with her mentor, who's a man in Scotland, and he was working at the cutting edge of the healing field, and he trained me in working with guides and a vast array of spiritual energies, and so I actually had him as a mentor for 10 years. And then in 2018, I had the calling to just work directly with spirit, bringing through my own work into the world, and I've been doing that ever since.
Excellent.
It's funny how people. I understand your story because, and I know other people have gone through the same thing. The transition seems to come out of nowhere, doesn't it? And
it's like you have to wake up now. Boom.
Yes, you're forced to wake up.
Yeah.
And then at that point, life seems to unfold for you after that. There's no such thing as coincidence. Too coincidental to be a coincidence, and that seems to be your story, which is phenomenal. It's not an easy ride when it happens.
It wasn't easy in those years, for sure. And when I was 26, so 3 years after I met Mari, I went on a shamanic journey, and part of that was a held space with a dance event, 5 rhythms event over 3 days that had a shamanic connection to it. And then after that, I was down in Totnes, which is part of the UK, in Devon. And my senses were just opening. Like I felt my vision open, and then my empathy, my feeling, I could just feel everyone around me. And then like the knowing of my heart. And then the guides were speaking to me. They were like, it was a process over, maybe a day or two. And
that quick.
So I went from 10 or 20 to like straight up to 100. And then it's like, wow, how do I deal with this? Like I couldn't even drive. Like the vision was so like out there. It took me all summer to start to ground that experience. And so it wasn't necessarily easy, but I know that I chose that at that age so that I can do what I'm here to do now.
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
How long has that process been for you now then? I don't want to kind of give your age away, but how long have you been in that process?
So 18 years now, and I've been working in the field for 15.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And that just seemed to happen really so quickly for you as well.
It did.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, some people would be like, what is going on? A lot of people, they can have breakdowns and all sorts when they start to open like that. I mean, did you deal with that? Did you have that kind of stuff going on for yourself? Was there a real, problem with that, or was you able to balance that out with the right help? Was you lucky, is what I'm trying to say, with the right teachers at the right time?
Yeah, I think I was fortunate to be connected to people that could help me make sense of it.
Yeah.
Is that luck or is that, fated?
Yeah, absolutely. As they say, is meant to be. Like being here tonight, fantastic. It's great, absolutely brilliant. So, I mean, we also want to talk a little bit about what you do in your website as well, and it's kind of blown us away. And a lot of people have known that have come on today have been commenting about your website and how good it is. So, can we talk about what you do just for this moment in time? I'm going to share your website, because you're not only a healer and a psychic surgeon, and I know you offer workshops and you have been doing retreats in the past, But as I go onto your thing, there's a lot of stuff on here. If you want to check this out, I'm going to go on to. Do you mind if we go into the Trinity Bliss first?
Go for it.
And I'm a bit worried about playing it in case Facebook think we're a radio station, or the royalties, that kind of stuff. But guys, have a listen to this because it's pretty awesome. So do you want to explain what you do here, Keith, please?
Yeah, so Intuitive Bliss is the combination of the two things I love the most, which is healing and music. And it was birthed in 2020 when COVID hit, and I decided to shut my clinics, my physical clinics of healing, hypnotherapy, acupuncture in the UK.
Yeah.
And when I moved to Ibiza, and so every 2 weeks I DJ a live set of ambient music. I select tracks that move me the most. I'm always listening to music, and I take you on a journey. So I start slow, and then I build it up, and I peak it. And as it peaks, you break through, and the music is, incredible, like euphoric, blissful. And then I close it afterwards. And each time it's a different journey. So the one you can see in front of us is Facing Your Shadow.
Yeah.
I put that out permanently because it was a really powerful set, some really good feedback. Just wanted to make it available. There's one out today. So I gift it to the world for 24 hours every second Wednesday. And today's is available on Karma, and it goes into past life healing. But, we cover lots of different topics. And I've got a members area for those that want to see all of the past events. And every second event is a members only event. So the next one will be in 2 weeks. It'll be a members event. And then there'll be another free one for the world to see.
And I have to say, I started listening to that this morning, everybody, and I couldn't stop listening to it. I have a pair of brand new AirPods, plugged those in, and I spent the whole morning with those in my ears. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Blend of music. And Keith, I was just telling him this morning that I love the way he incorporates a bit of his own voice in blends that with the music. The vibration is amazing. And I definitely plan on using that in my meditations forward. So thanks for that, Keith. It's just
You're welcome. I'm glad you liked it.
Music.
Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. So you can press the join now button. Obviously, you can link in and get. Is it a code you get? Is it a one-time code?
Yeah, you put your email address, and you get an email that says, do you want to be part of this mailing list? And once you've confirmed it, you get the link to join the platform, which is part of this website.
Yeah, brilliant. I just want to go on. Also on here, practitioner training, and you do different modules as well. Do you want to talk about the modules you offer and the courses you offer?
So I have a 3-module training for healers, and I work with people right from the beginning of their journey to become a healer all the way up to people that have been in the field for 40 years, and take you at the level that you're at and help you expand into new abilities. And the first module is the foundations, which I feel are the essential building blocks for life, not just for being a healer. And this is living in heart. So the heart is our center. It's when we're in presence, we're connected to the beingness of us. Yeah. And it feeds us with the next step of our journey. You may have a vision of the end goal, but the mind wants to know, okay, so if I take that next step, how do I end up at the end goal? And we end up getting pulled out of center based on our beliefs or stories or the society that we've been born into, our parents, our emotions. All of this stuff's constantly moving us out of heart. So living in heart isn't necessarily a new concept, but what I'm really skilled in is helping people to realize where they're still not doing that, and pointing it out on the courses so that they can shift their awareness from these places that they've become stuck within their minds, or the emotional reactions. And so that's a part of this course. The second part is the psychic development. There's 4 main senses that I train in, which is knowing, which is the sense of the heart, the empathy, which is the sense of feeling something that's outside of us, that's in our body at the same time. There's the clairvoyance, the seeing, the world of energy, and there's the channeling, so bringing through the direct communication, which I know you guys do from spirit. And I call it the language of sensing, because all of us have a different way of sensing. We might have crossovers, but how I sense won't necessarily be how someone who's working with me will sense.
Yeah.
But as 80% of information is non-verbal, just there in the field, it allows me to do what I do as a healer. And you'll get to experience some of that later today. And I will train you in developing that awareness. You can engage with this 80% information and then bring it through the center of you, your heart.
Yeah.
And then what you do with it, obviously, is your choice. But the second part of the training is for healers. It's a year-long training. The next one starts in October. Module 1 starts in September. It's a 5-day course.
Yeah.
And in the year-long training, I teach a very powerful technique called emotional tracing. So motion always has an access point in the body. Mm-hmm. And once you locate that, you can trace it back to where it began. And that may be an inner child wound, but it could be a past life, or it could be even something from one of your ancestors that's now wedged in your body. So there's 3 main areas. It's inner child, past life, and ancestral, that I teach you how to navigate these terrains in this course, and then how to clear karma and connect with your guides. So I was saying to you earlier, Paul, the number one topic that I find people wanting to learn, at least to come to me, is with guides. So how do I channel my guides? How do I speak to them and bring through effective communication? And I've developed a way to do that. And so in the beginning of this course, I help you do that. And for me, the guides do actually the majority of the healing. Like, they're masters. They take out everything that someone is ready to release that's not anchored. If it's anchored, then I have to facilitate. So like the core of my work is all about the roots. Once we get a root out, then everything that's built upon it can shift. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but you don't need to be doing all the other stuff in the background. The guides will do that. So that's why I start this module with that. And then as we go on and you get more skilled with working with your guides, I teach psychic surgery. So this is the physical healing system of how to open the blueprint from the very dense energies, like the body, like the bones, all out to the etheric body, the aura, and everything in between, and to locate where's the body holding and how is it holding, coming back to the inner child, past lives, ancestral. So it's like a complete system of healing that helps you to do incredible work with your clients.
Yeah.
So you're basically empowering people to bring their gifts forward. That's what's happening with all this healing.
Very well discerned. Yes. My passion really is to empower the healers of this world to wake up to their gifts and to be able to express them and bring them forward. Yeah.
I love the term you put in your website, the healer's healer.
Mm-hmm.
Well put. Yes. I can see that, but it's fascinating. It would be fascinating to find out. I can understand how you're describing it, but how is it actually? You're going to do a demonstration of how this may actually be done today with the audience at one point.
Yeah, we should say to the public, we're actually going to be. We've never done this live before, Keith. So you're the first to do this live. So we're really excited about how this is going to work. So yeah, we'll talk more as we come to that time. And I know other people out there, can't believe we've been going 20 minutes already. We should open this up to the public. So guys that are watching, please, any questions for Keith, please put it in the stream and we'll come to you. But yeah, we're really excited that we're going to try this live and you're going to connect, and hopefully it'll work in the same way as where we bring in people for messages. It'll be a similar sort of principle to that. So that's really quite exciting. I can't wait to watch that and be a part of that. It's going to be awesome.
I can see a question from Lou Cook. This might be quite interesting to answer.
She's put one in. Okay.
How many guides do you have?
Yes.
So I have a main guide, the main guide is the closest ally, and they tend to change from time to time because their skill sets will be working to support a certain period of time that we're in.
Yeah.
And then when we're ready, they don't leave us. My understanding is the guides are there throughout our whole incarnation, but they go somewhere else in their energy, and then a new main guide comes in with a different. I had that on an Intuitive Bliss in December. It was recorded live. It's a really amazing one to watch. Where my main guide Abraham, who's a soul brother of mine, and had been there for many years with my teaching, left, and the new guide arrived in my energy field like a few days before. It looks like an ET, like an alien, and I was like, "What is it? I need to clear this energy out. This doesn't look right." And then I was like, "No, this is high vibrational. Okay, let's be with this and see what happens." And then he came in as my main guide, and I said to him, like, "Why do you look so weird?" And he's like, "Why do you look so weird?" And I was like, "I like this guy." And he's a master of non-duality. So my teaching has been moving into like this, how to bridge healing with non-duality teachings. Like people like Eckhart Tolle have, really moved forward this topic of non-duality in their careers present.
Absolutely.
But it's like but when you speak to someone like that, or when you hear them being asked a question about healing and they're saying it's just part of the mind, don't go there, just be in presence. But then we know that healing can be incredibly powerful. Yeah. And a bridging tool for people, and you end up in this place of presence. So this master has been teaching me all about, and I had no idea he was going to come in. So we have a main guide, we have a healing guide. The healing guide, is what it says on the name, really, like the specialist in helping clients to release. If you work with psychic surgeons, then you'll have a psychic surgeon guide or more. You also have a spiritual advisor, in my experience, someone that isn't so hands-on with the healing, but is guiding with spiritual terminologies and understanding, deepening development of what we know in this material world.
So just to pick up on something you said, there'll be some people that wouldn't kind of get the whole duality aspect. Do you want to explain a little bit about duality and the reality that we live in today? Does that make sense? I mean, we understand, but there's a lot of people out there who wouldn't understand that aspect of our reality.
A duality is like a world of opposites. So in its simplest, you could say good, bad, hot, cold. Yeah. And then within that, we've incarnated. So we've positioned ourselves somewhere within a spectrum. And that could be I'm weak. And that, like, I'm not good enough. That could be a story that is playing through your mind and your daily life. But if you look carefully enough, you probably also have a part of you that feels strong, that believes you're stronger, that you're worthy. And so it's like this whole spectrum playing out. And all of it is an illusion. Of course you're worthy and you're strong. But if you're trying to be worthy and strong because you're actually weak and not good enough, then it's one of the same. Yeah. And with techniques like emotional tracing, you can trace that back, you can unlock it, you can release it. But the teachings that are coming through now for those that are ready, those that have done a certain amount of work, is we can collapse very quickly these worlds of duality. So they're just not in our reality anymore. Does that land for you guys? Does that summarize it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely well explained.
Perfectly said. Perfectly. Yeah. Absolutely. And I sit here and I listen, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got to take some healing sessions with this man, But I wonder, because I went through an awakening myself, and letting go, seeing things the way they really are. I've been through a spell of that, and that can be very painful. But boy, does it ever change your life. It changes your way you perceive things, and as a result, your entire life, the physical world around you, changes as a result. You're seeing things quite differently in life, aren't you? So,
and the pain is often hand in hand with
that's right,
change, because we wouldn't change if we didn't face the pain. Yeah.
Yes.
For the first stage of healing is allowing.
Yes.
You know, if we don't resist the pain, then it's not 10 times as hard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we tend to resist, and then it's really hard.
So well said. That's so true. And when you practice that, when you can actually practice that transition, creating that shift in your life, it gets easier and easier, isn't it, Keith?
Yes, absolutely.
If you're aware of that phenomenon, it can be easier in life.
Yeah, I've had moments where I see something, and it's like, for a moment, it's like, oh my God, oh no. And then it's like just a flash of consciousness happens, and it's gone. And it's as simple as that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be like that. It's not always like that. It's often not.
I don't think I got there yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Do we have, here's another question for you. Do you go in trance when you do your healing?
Not so much anymore. I know that place. For me, being grounded in my body is the key to like bringing through everything I am. I really feel like we're here to incarnate our higher self in this vessel. And in the past, we've got out to seek the higher realms and bring them through. But that's, you know, we've evolved. Now it's here, right now, here. So that's always my goal with healing.
Interesting. Awesome. Okay, we got another question from, it says Facebook user, but I'm actually going through the group, but it's from Kerry. So hi, Kerry. Great question. She said, evening, I haven't used my Reiki for at least a year and a half. How do I get back into using my Reiki? And would it take a while for the energy to build up?
Yeah, Reiki's a really good entry point to healing. And I would, you know, assumably you've got a manual. I would, you know, get the symbols out, start working on yourself. First of all, if you've done Reiki 2, after a bit of working on yourself, you know, you could give some sessions again. How long it takes to build up is a variable. It won't necessarily take a long time. It's like, you know, you go to the gym and you work out for a while and then you stop, but the muscle memory's there. And if you return, it might be a lot quicker next time around for you to get to the same level. And I feel it's the same with healing.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, question from Arwin. When I heal, the information comes entirely from my guides rather than reading a person's body. How does information come to you? I think she goes on to say that she uses light language. So, and I think that's further down. I should add, I use light language to heal.
Now, I don't know if this will answer your question fully, Arwin, but if your information is coming entirely from your guides, my question to you is: Are you simply channeling? It's like is one of your senses very strong, and so they're telling you all the information, because there's 4 main senses, and if we take, for example, clairsentience, it's very much felt in the vessel, in the body, right? It's not the guides saying they're feeling anxious. It's like, I'm feeling it. And because I've seen it before, I know that it's this. Like, there's different sensations going on. All, you know, when I'm training people, I'm helping them to discern. Okay, so when you feel that, that's your signpost for this. Yeah. Knowing, again, it's not really a guide bringing through. It's like it's our being knows something beyond what's being said. So for me, that my senses, like I said, ever since I went through that experience, they've just been pretty switched on. It's not like I'm walking on the tube and picking up. I know some people pick up information all the time wherever they are, but for me, it's like there's some organic system that's opening when I'm working, and just I don't even need to close it. It's like I'm not picking up information unless I'm focused, and it makes life a lot easier that way.
Yeah. Awesome.
Carol Phillips asks another question. Can you feel what is medically wrong when someone with somebody just by looking at them, or do you get smells, let's say of cancer? Some people smell cancer or an illness. How do you pick that up?
Yeah, I can pick up the energetic imbalances of the physical,
Okay.
which may or may not have manifested at this time. Hopefully they haven't manifested.
Yeah.
But if there's cancer in the body, then this can be worked on. I've seen someone who's had quite a strong experience of cancer shifted through healing, and everything has a root. It can all be unraveled, and some people are willing and able to do that, and others aren't. So there's no guarantees with that healing can shift to the physical illness. I don't know if you smells. I don't smell really as a sense to work with healing. My psychic surgeon guides are very sharp, and will show me where I need to, as I open the blueprint. Like I explained that earlier, the spectrum of the physical, and then it's like where do we need to work? And
Yeah.
It's quite a vast area, psychic surgery.
Well, see, again, in layman's terms, and I don't mean to kind of jump on this, but a lot of people don't realize that there's an etheric blueprint of the ideal self, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
There's an etheric blueprint within the energy body of the ideal, manifestation of the physical body. And is that what you're accessing to heal that body? Is that what you're looking at? Or is that something slightly different to that? Because I know a lot of people believe in this blueprint.
Yeah, I first saw it when I was doing acupuncture, and there's some what they call extraordinary meridians that don't have necessarily acupuncture bodies in the body, but form early on when the fetus is created. And I realized as I opened it, it was not only doing what I was taught, but it was opening something else. And for me, that's what I called the blueprint. So I don't know if it necessarily relates to what you're describing as the blueprint from others. But for me, it contains all the information that is this human on a physical level, and allows it to be dissected and understood.
Yeah, I think we're talking one of the same thing. Question from Zoe. When you're struggling, do you get extra support from your guides? Great question, Zoe. And do you struggle? Do you find you have difficult situations, Keith? Not everything is clear cut, is it? Some things.
Yeah, I have to do
complex.
A lot of work on myself still to speed it up. When I work on myself, for sure. But I still have to dig out a past life or trace an ancestor, and I can struggle when I haven't understood something in myself. I don't have a mentor anymore, so I have to figure it all out myself these days, unless I go to one of the practitioners I've trained who I trust, and they can be quite sharp. But my guides are amazing, and sometimes they leave completely. They're just gone for like a week. And it's like when they do that, it's because you need to understand yourself at a different level without their support.
Your practitioners, by the way, are they the guys on your website?
Yes.
Is it me, or are they all just very good looking?
I'm sure they'll appreciate that, Paul.
I don't think I'll get on, mate, to be fair. I wouldn't take charge of it. Yeah. Another question from Luke Cook.
Is it just adults you do your healing on? Do you do children by chance?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of children, babies. For a while, I had a part of specialism working with kids. They're very receptive at that age. If you can shift some key stuff at that age, then they go through their whole life without it. It's amazing.
I would imagine. And now she asked the same question about animals. Have you ever worked on pets or animals?
Just my own.
Oh, do you have? What do you have? What do you have, Keith?
I have a very loving and mischievous dog called Daisy. She's a cockapoo, so they have the long fur. But in Ibiza, we have to shave them.
Oh,
It's
cool.
too hot.
Yeah.
And I have a ragdoll cat called Lily. She's very soft, and I call her the enlightened one. I just think she's got it all. She
Cats
works it all out already.
Yeah, cats do, don't they? They just kind of have that attitude about them, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my partner has a cat called Winston, so he's
Oh, I like it.
a bit of male energy to balance it all out with.
Nice. So another question from Carol. Do you use any angel energy to help heal?
Yes, absolutely. The angels are beautiful. I find they often come in when a part of someone's ready to release, and they take it into the light, like in a child or a past life. Certain archangels work with, like Michael. My psychic surgeon's an archangel. Her name is Lakatikia. I love that whole realm, like the elves. You know, have you guys ever encountered elves? They're just the most incredible beings.
I've seen some unusual things. The problem is no one's going to believe you when you tell someone, "Oh, have you seen an elf?" Or "Have you seen what was in the bush just a minute ago?" You just can't. Yeah.
Well, they're not necessarily physical, right? You feel them.
I have
they're
seen
like this.
Well, which brings me to my question as a spirit portrait artist. Do you see your guides, angels, elves? Do you actually see them? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. For a long time, my visual sense was probably the least developed, but over the years, it's really come on.
Okay, interesting. A lot of healers, trance mediums, they don't see their guides, but if you can, I think it brings a more intimate relationship. You know, if you can actually see. So that's lovely.
It's not in full color. It's more black and white, but I can see their features. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which it as far as the relationship goes, I think as human beings we connect more closely when we see. So that's fabulous. Now Emma Barker, she has a question. Do any of your ancestors come forward to help you heal others?
I made a decision a long time ago that I was only going to work with beings that have shifted all of their karma, like ascended masters. So I only interact with ancestors when they're showing that they need to heal. Generally, there are exceptions to that. Like sometimes ancestors will come into a session, and you know the energy feels right to bring them in. And then when they're brought into the client, then magic can happen. And so, yes, to answer your question, sometimes, but most of the time, no. It's really like I had an experience with one of my own ancestors when she passed. Like being in this is when I was much younger, and I didn't really understand energy. Certainly not like I do today. And when I saw her body, like I felt like her come into me. And then I was having these messages like, oh, she's going to be reborn into the family. But I came to understand that wasn't in highest truth. That was her desire. And so I helped her to go into the correct karmic pathways. And I realized that, you know, why would I channel a being for someone else that doesn't hold the highest vibration of light, even if it's my own ancestor? Yeah.
Well, this is from Doris. Hi, Doris. What do you mean, take you into the light or past life?
So, two questions there.
Mm-hmm.
When we trace a wound, so say there's fear in the body and we trace it back to age 3, and the child had a fight with their sibling and was called mean things, and created a trauma, and it created an anxiety that was carried all the way into the age now 40, and you trace that back, and you help that part of them to let go, to express themselves, right?
Yeah.
Now they've been stuck in a moment of time for that whole period, and then, well, where do they go? I like to see them go into the light, to be with the angels or the divine, and then to complete on whatever experience they went through. And the same can be true of a past life or an ancestor. You know, for me, once they've let go, once they've not needing to express that wound anymore, then they go into the light. Taking you into a past life is tracing the energetic imprint that's available, and it could be through an emotion, it could be through another form, like seeing the energy. As a healer, you might see that, oh, they're carrying something from the medieval ages, and they're killed with a dagger in the back, and the shock of that caused them to be stuck in some place in time, and or the betrayal. It's like past lives can be positive, they can be super learnings, the gifts can be implemented, grounded into this vessel now, and they can be really negative. They can be like traumas that we need to address and heal, so they're no longer carried in the system anymore.
Yeah.
I've known people that have gone through past life regression and told about their past lives, and physical birthmarks and changes to their bodies physically have occurred as a result of the healing of the traumatic event from a past life. I mean, it's absolutely miraculous.
Really is, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information about, especially in Asian cultures, where they're for some reason more open to reincarnation. It's more their philosophy, their belief system. And there's a thing on YouTube, and John Cleese is hosting it, about the Tom Tom Festival in America. And science has basically been studying children that have been born with what looks like past life injuries of how they died. One young baby came through with a shotgun wound. It's just amazing. But unfortunately in Asia and Asian countries, the child is rejected, as seen as like a bad symbol. So the child is shunned. So it's quite awful. I mean, there is the odd one or two in Western culture, but it's not seen as a past life injury. But it's very interesting, isn't it? When people, I'm kind of tapping into people that don't believe in this stuff or are a bit closed-minded towards past life stuff, but it's a real thing. It is a real thing.
I think it's not until you experience something yourself, is it?
That's the problem. It's subject to your own experiences again, isn't it?
I have a friend who, a really good friend, amazing coach, and wasn't so open to the whole ancestral thing. And then he had a really strong experience in a cave in Spain. And it's like just really opened his eyes to his ancestors were part of that. And, it's like, otherwise it's just theoretical, isn't it?
Yes.
We can understand why people don't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about elves 5 minutes ago. It's like, I thought our viewers went down by about 100. But it is what it is.
Would you like me to read this question, Paul?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Jebaru, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm not sure. I've worked with elf fairies, speaking of elves, angels, Mary Magdalene. I'm hearing a bit of feedback for some reason.
But you've not got it here, Monique, so carry on. We can't hear that.
Oh, good. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Magdalene, Yeshua, I see my guides. I've been working deeply with Mary Magdalene and Yeshua for the past 18 months in my channeled paintings. Oh, another spirit artist. Lovely. So
I'm not sure if that was a question.
That's not a question, but a comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Go back to Zoe.
Yeah.
There's one here from Zoe. Again, not sure about this one. When you always see double figures, is that a sign of anything?
I see synchronicities through numbers when we're in heightened spiritual states. I'm sure we all do, like 1111, things like that showing up on your phone, or but also if your guides can't communicate with you directly, then they're going to do it through other means.
Absolutely.
Like just saying listen, or maybe you see a billboard and it's got a certain message and it means something to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We got a great question. Who we got next? We got a great question from Sean. Oh, we had that already. No. Here we go. Oh no, lost it. Sorry, Helen, that was me. I was pressing the wrong button. I've kind of just killed that last question. But we'll come back to Sean. Okay, Charlie Roscoe, have you had success with treating COVID with psychic surgery?
That's a
Now
great.
there's a question.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know Charlie from Brighton. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Charlie. Good to see you. Interestingly, the only person I've ever worked on, which is you, from one of the Facebook lives I did. So it wasn't in person, and I know it was post COVID. So I don't actually have a huge experience with treating COVID. So I can't say too much on that. I'd be very interested to work with someone live. So if anyone has COVID here, get in touch with me. I'd like to see how it responds.
Well, of course, we're going to go. We're going to do some live healing soon. So guys, if anybody is poorly or they have an injury, it's still going to work the same way. We're going to put the link in to come into the studio. So if there's something you want us to work with, we'll send out the link. But you're going to work intuitively, though, aren't you, Keith? You're going to come and tune into who's who.
Yeah, everyone has the option to post messages, and we're going to let people who want to come in live.
Yeah.
But I'll intuitively select who comes. My guys will choose it. Yeah.
Brilliant. So there's one from Sean there. Do you want to read that, Monique?
It's basically a comment rather than a question.
Oh, okay.
Double numbers are angel numbers. These are the ways your angels and guides speak to you. I always get them, and every time they give me advice on things, I have been asking, look them up. They are amazing. So that's her comment. She works with angels herself. Getting back to the COVID, I presume that your treatments, your healing abilities would, the way to fight it would probably to increase the immune system. I mean, there's all kinds of emotional healings and spiritual healing going on, but that would in turn increase the immune system to fight the COVID, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think that would be a good place to start. Yeah. But there's also like the question of why does it affect some people so strongly and others not at all?
Absolutely.
And I would want to explore that, because it could be a multitude of things causing that. And some people get long COVID. It's long COVID chronic fatigue, ME, like in a different form. And, is someone's system like set up for that already? Is that going to come in 5 years or something, and it brings it forward? These are the thoughts I've had about long COVID.
Yeah.
I also think that we need to really look after our diet. I went to see someone who looks at your blood under a microscope, and earlier this year, and she helped me with some dietary changes, and then I went back and it was like, wow, the blood's moving in such a different way.
Wow.
So it's not just, I wouldn't just advocate energetic work for optimum health, good exercise and good diet. And we hear good diet all the time. It's like, well, what does it really mean? And I won't go into that because I'm not an expert on that, but I would definitely look at that and having the vitamins that the body needs to function at its optimum.
Yeah, I could deal with some of that. I'm a bit of a chocolate freak. I need to sort that out.
I used to be one.
Not even dark chocolate? Oh my goodness.
Oh.
It's all or nothing. So it went out the window a little while ago,
I've got to work on that.
The willpower is there. That's all I'm saying. So another great question from Sean. I'm going to be doing a Reiki course in November. Is there any advice you could give or would give me to prepare myself before starting my course?
Yeah. So well done for diving in.
Yeah.
That's the first step. And if you do any type of meditation, then or if you haven't, just start sitting still for 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes a day, and being with yourself. The biggest distraction for the reading energies is the mind, and it pulls us into the next Instagram post or what we're going to be doing at work the next day. It's like your sensitivities will be there already, but for a lot of people there's some sort of blockage, and that's the healing that needs to be doing on yourself. So once you've got Reiki 1, you can start doing healing on yourself, and over time your sensitivity will increase. And as I was sharing earlier, the most important part is the heart. So as you do the Reiki, see if you can stay physically. The heart chakra is in the center next to the organ, and just practice being here, listening to yourself with whatever you're sensing, so you can start to create your own language for it. That would be my advice.
Brilliant.
Okay, here's another question. Keith, I've been shown how to work with clients who have had adverse reactions to the you-know-what. I'm not saying the word purely out of respect for this live video. Do you know what Jebaru is talking about, Keith?
Next.
I could have a guess, but yeah, I don't. Again, that would be like a development of what I said around COVID. I haven't worked on that, so I wouldn't have anything to share in that area.
Yeah. One from Mary Parfit. Hi, Mary. With the increased levels of recognized mental health illness around currently, what changes have you noticed in those you are helping? Is that a field you work with, people with mental health and depression, illnesses, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've worked a lot in that field in my career. It's hard to have an overview, right? I was working in Brighton before, and with a lot of mental health issues. Now I live in an idyllic island in in the Balearics, and I work with people that have done a reasonable amount of work a lot of the time. So I'm not necessarily the person to ask, has the mental health field increased because of the world pandemic? I would guess it has. I would guess it's brought up a lot in people, but it's hard. I don't have the overview from the work I do to say yes or no to that.
So would you say, Keith, then, I'm understanding that typically the people that you would deal with, the clients that you deal with, would be working or attempting to work in the field to begin with, and would have various skills, but like skills to heal in different ways, and your job would be to enhance those skills.
Yeah, very much so. That being said, I get people that have just dived in and got a natural ability, and this is the moment for them. I don't tend to do so much of the heavy lifting, I call it, work that I used to do. I did thousands of clients in my career, all sorts of different symptoms, and that was my training ground. And my intention really is to train healers, to do intuitive bliss, and the bespoke healings, they're for everyone. So if there are some like deep, depressive, addictive qualities, then by all means get in touch, and we can have a conversation still. It's not like I say no to that, but my goal is to wake up to another level of their abilities, the healers of this world, because together we're gonna spread through the planet.
Yes, I understand that completely. That's one of the reasons why we have this show, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely. So, a great
Lisa,
comment from Lisa.
Go ahead, Paul.
Liza. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, so I was a client of yours in Brighton and very grateful for that time. Awesome.
Yeah, fond memories, Liza. Liza came to this place called Two Feathers, which is very close to my heart. It's a Native American shop. They sell all these different goods and crystals, and they have a therapy room upstairs. And that was my first healing venue. So I was beginning my trade there, and I was doing workshops every month with the different ascended masters, and Liza would come to those events, and yeah, it was, a really cool crowd. About 12 people maximum at the time would fit there.
Right. Nice. Yeah, we've got. Yeah, I think we've jumped Carol's question. Carol Phillips.
Would you like me to read this one?
Yeah, please.
Okay, Leanne Turner.
Hi, Leanne.
Hi, Leanne. I am a healer, and I'm feeling blessed that it's flowed and I have not had to be trained. I've always worked in love and light with my hands on my heart. Is it best to continue like this?
Well, that's only something your heart can answer, Leanne. You're the master. You know inside your heart whether you have everything you need, or whether you wish to train with someone like myself. And I feel that personally that we can speed up the path a lot when we train, and learn things that perhaps aren't coming through us naturally. But yeah, you are a healer, and you have gifts, and those gifts will come to you when the moment is right. And I would just encourage you to trust yourself moment by moment. And if right now this is what you want to be doing, just bringing through what's there for you now, then that's perfect.
I can vouch for her abilities. Pretty off the scale. I've had some healing from Leanne.
Lovely.
It's pretty awesome. So yeah, keep up the good work, Leanne. It's brilliant. So I think there's one from Carol Phillips as well. Should we make this the last one and then we can start? Because 57 minutes gone already. Did you want to read this one, Monique?
All right. Carol Phillips asks you, are angels surrounded by different colored auras? Because I've had experiences of being held up by angels, and they passed me to a taller golden angel who held me up to a light. I wanted to stay there, but they said I had to go back. Well, it almost sounds like a near-death experience.
I think, yeah, I might have been talking to Sean about that. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. And again, but any experience with angels is subject to your own spirit experience, isn't it? It's individual. Absolutely. And
with all energies, it's like I call it the language of healing. That experience was perfect for you. And
yeah.
I don't see angels with auras, but it's a million different experiences, billions of different experiences that people will have.
I was watching a video this morning on these kinds of subjects, and the person that was being interviewed said that what you see has a lot to do with what your belief system is in regards to God, angels.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's true, but it sounds logical, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I resonate with that.
We do have the power to create our own reality. So So where were you thinking, Paul, of going into the exercise of actually dealing with the audience and healing?
Yes.
Would you think it's about that time?
Yeah. So I know, Keith. We spoke before we went live, and I know your guides are there. They're ready with us. So, and I think I said to you the energy that I felt. I'm in Norfolk, and you're in Ibiza, and I could feel the energy. So. It's amazing, isn't it? So yeah, we're really looking forward to this.
Now he will be talking to somebody or dealing with people in the audience. So I just wanted to say this before we started, that if somebody here would like the experience, they're more than welcome to come in live with us. And if not, they're perfectly fine to stay where they are. If they want to stay in the stream, that's okay too. So Just want to put that out there, and feel free to type away with any of your experiences.
Sorry, Keith.
I'm just going to set the space up. So my guides are going to come into everyone, whether you're live or on replay. If you're on replay, feel free to comment, ask your questions. My guides will come to you. As I said, a lot of the work happens directly with the guides. And by putting your questions out there, then you can be seen for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to put questions out, do you want people to put on what they're suffering with, or any ailments, or?
Yeah, if you can post, like, I'm suffering from guilt, anxiety, so emotional questions or physical things that you're dealing with, or if you've got an insight into some sort of wound, like past life or ancestral, then what tends to be best is specific questions. Sometimes people ask, can you look at me and tell me what I need? I don't tend to go into those questions. I much prefer specifics. So I can work that way with the general, but it just seems like my guides prefer to go into people that have a specific question.
Okay, awesome. So keep going, guys, with the questions.
So Charlie's got a second COVID infection. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But it's a chance to look at this. I'm going to work with you, Charlie.
Charlie, if you'd like to come in, just jump on the link as Cindy, and we'll get you into the studio. It'll be a bit of a stronger experience, hopefully. Yeah, Charlie, if you want to come in on a Facebook stream, that'll be really good.
Whether you want to or not, Charlie, I'm going to start working with you. We're working on the level of your DNA. And my main guide, who's called Just Soul, is stepped forward. And we're working with your immune system. And I just want to add, I'm working with the whole group whilst I do this. So whatever your question, focus on it. There's a lot of questions. I'll get to the ones I can in the time we have. There's Charlie, there's quite a bit of emotion that's connected somehow to the COVID. So I'm going to help trace this emotion. It's like a giving up. Which isn't the core emotion. Let me just see what's underneath that. It's on the spectrum of sadness. And the roots of this are carried from past life. So tune into your heart, Charlie, with everything I'm telling you, and let me know if this resonates and whether you're willing to hand this over. to the guides to release as much as they can for you. I'm going to check in with you in a moment. Okay, so he's definitely willing. You say, yeah, great. Just hand over that emotion. I'm going to check back in with you. I'm going to choose someone else. Does anyone else want to come on live?
Yeah, it'd be great if we can get someone in on live, guys. If you want to jump onto the stream, that would be brilliant.
So we'll wait for you. And whoever's first will come on.
Yeah, Stacey said she will. Just click in the link and we'll get you in, Stacey.
So I use a lot of sound when I work, guys. If you're wondering with the noises I make at times, just helps to release.
Yeah, guys, just jump on the link. You get the first come, first served. So Tina, if you want to jump in, hi Tina.
Still working with you, Charlie. A lot of emotion to release.
Just copy and paste the link. Here we go. We got Carol Phillips coming in. Just waiting for her to establish her link. Here we go.
Here we go.
Hi, Carol. I don't know if you can hear us. You're frozen.
Can you hear
frozen,
me?
Carol. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh no, you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're kind of freezing a little bit though. That's okay.
There's a TV in the background, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian, turn telly down.
Carol's been in before and she's done this to Brian before. And we'll have to sort Brian out next time we see him.
So Carol, what's going on for you that you'd like me to look at?
Well, I'm suffering from fibromyalgia. And also I suffer from depression, but it seems to come, then go.
Okay, my psychic surgeon guide Lakatiki is coming down to you. Take a deep breath. Something people have when they've dealt with a lot of emotion is it gets pushed out somewhere into the aura. I call it an emotional storage tank, and you don't see the emotion. It's like bypassing the body most of the time, and then every now and then it just gets triggered off and reconnects. I can see that the coming and going of the depression is because you hold a lot of emotion outside of you. And we're going to bring the healing to see what we can shift of this in the time we have. Does that resonate in your heart, Carol? Can you feel that?
Yeah, it's a bit of a delay.
I feel solar plexus.
Yeah.
Sort of like butterflies feeling.
There's a lot of this life that you still need to heal. So I'd like you to tap your solar plexus, Carol. 2 fingers. Just to dislodge some of that emotion. This is what will make the biggest difference to you, both with your physical symptoms and your depression, is to do the emotional healing work.
Yeah.
And it can seem endless at times, but it's not. There's an end. Just you got to dig deep. But we're helping you. Some of it's coming out. There's so much. When there's a lot of it, it gets like condensed. It's like harder to pull it away, to release it. So thank you, Carol. I'm going to keep working with you as I am with Charlie, and we'll let the next person in to the space.
Yeah. Thanks, Carol, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. So the next person that's going to come in is Stacey. So welcome, Stacey.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get my cat off his treats. He's taking them everywhere at the moment.
Okay.
There we go. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. You carry on, Stacey. I hear you're related to Helen. So
I am. We're cousins.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Lovely. Awesome.
Sorry,
Stacey,
I'm a bit nervous.
did you have something you'd like me to focus on?
Yes. Broken heart. It's Helen knows. She knows everything, obviously, with us being related, but my heart's been completely shattered. Completely. Not by a partner, but
Yeah, I can feel that. We're going to bring a healing into your heart chakra, which has a front and a back to it. So I'd like you to be aware of the back. There's a lot stored there, and it's fractured, the energy. But I don't think it's that complex. So let's see if we can shift this for you. Just take some breaths. When there's something I learned from my mentor when I was with him is when there's a very strong experience, it could be shock or trauma or surprise, something you're not expecting, it can create micro fractures in the energy field. Yeah. And these micro fractures cause you to feel ungrounded, confused, not centered, struggling with overwhelm, tired.
yeah,
So maybe you've been feeling some of those symptoms, and
every day.
And microfractures can be cleared usually relatively easy. So I'm going to see if I can help you to shift these right now. Okay. So just close your eyes. Be with your heart, Stacey. It's great you chose to come on. Very brave. We can help you with this. Hopefully, it's going to make a big difference. My guides are helping you. And these microfractures are all over your aura. And there's a certain physical place that they're held as well, maybe wherever happened to you occurred. So we're going to help shift them from that space as well.
I hope so.
You're doing really well, Stacey.
Stacey, I'm going to make some sound that's going to help to shift this. Okay, just feel the resonance in your body. And I'd like to let everyone know again, my guys are working with you, whether we get to your question physically or not. Just be with your space as you also hold space for Stacey.
I've actually moved away from I'm sitting in a different part of my home. So that space, you can't see that space. I'm my dreams.
What are you feeling in your
I
body,
know,
Stacey?
I know that. I know that. I've heard it before. Been in my dreams.
Maybe there's a connection before this. Yeah.
When I was a little girl, seven or eight. I was in Runcorn. I was at my dad's, and I heard it.
Mm.
There was a monastery there in Runcorn, but I never went. I heard it all in my dreams.
So I'm helping you clear whether it happened in this life or not. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like you've carried this wound before, and there's magic connected to it. Magic is an old earth frequency that we no longer need, and tends to turn manipulative. And we're going to shift this from your energy, and with that, the microfractures will start to come out, I believe. So hold your center, breathe, make a choice that you're going to be free of this, Stacey.
I need to be free.
Not you need to be, you are choosing to be. Okay?
Yeah.
Needing is mind, and it's saying, actually, I'm stuck. Just drop into your center. You're doing really well. So drop into your center. I can feel some of this starting to lift. That part of you's being lifted out, Stacey. We're addressing, we're addressing the house now. Guides are in the house. That feeling lighter.
Yeah. Dear. Feel it.
Let it all out. You're ready for this. That's why it's happening. And there's an opening going on in your high heart chakra, which is midway from the heart to the throat. So, Stacey, thank you. My guys are saying that will complete now. You don't need to stay on the space. Do post how you feel that this integrates through your system. How are you feeling now?
Strange. Very, very strange. I feel like I can move on
Mm,
I'm
brilliant.
able to. I do apologise about the cat darting up in the
Don't
window.
worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's my heart stopped racing now. So
Good.
Mm,
yeah. Maybe I
brilliant.
can move,
Well done.
not move on, but
Of course.
it help. I'll
Mm,
never move on from my loss.
Of course.
mm.
So
Well,
yeah,
message Paul or me, or let us
I
know
will.
how you get on over the next 24
Definitely.
hours, 36 hours. So.
Definitely. Thank you
Mm.
so much. I'll be
Mhm.
ringing Helen for sure once this is over. Definitely. So, but yeah, thank you.
You're
That's
welcome,
wonderful.
Stacey.
Thank you, Stacey. That was brilliant, Keith. We've got one more. We've got time for one. Well, if you're okay to do one
Yeah,
more,
let's do one more. Yeah.
we've got the lovely Zoe that's here. Here we go. Hi, Zoe.
Hello, Zoe.
Hello.
Awesome.
What would you like to ask, Zoe?
How to stop blaming myself for everything.
Blaming yourself?
Yeah.
There's doubt. Doubt can be fear-based or anger-based. Which would you say yours is?
Fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought you would answer that. There's a strong element of the anger that you're not seeing. Yeah, and this is what's causing you the pain. The fear you're owning. So we're going to help you heal into the anger part of this. And there's a strong ancestral baggage that you carry, particularly from your father's line, I feel. So let's see what we can clear. Thank you for coming on. So close your eyes, breathe. Focus on your solar plexus. Remember what I asked somebody, is it Stacey, to tap? Yeah, it's sort of blurring into one right now for me. Tap your solar plexus, And my main guide, Giselle, is helping everyone in the group right now. So receive a gift from him in your heart. He's telling me that he wants you all to have healing. Includes you, of course, Zoe. So, and Paul and Monique. So everyone is welcome to receive that. And for you, Zoe, it's the gifting you the starting point of letting go. Like you become saturated from holding on to this, and there's a crying out for freedom in you, like of relief, and to just face the anger. The anger can't harm you. Allowing is the first stage of healing. So allow the anger, and self-directed anger. And I'm going to trace with my guides through your father's line. We're going 3 generations back from him to a male who really beats himself up. My guides are going to help him to complete on his experience. Normally I would take a lot longer and guide you through this, but we have the time that we have. So the guides are doing it for you. Tell me, what are you feeling, Zoe?
Sadness.
So underneath all this is sadness. Yeah. So, yeah, great. Let yourself go into that. Allow it's a blessing. It's a gift. You can feel it. Breathe through the resistance. So just in your own way, connect with this male ancestor. Thank him for showing up today. For knowledge that you see his pain. And ask him if he's ready to hand it over to the guides. And he's not. He needs something. He needs a quality first. So be in your heart. What quality does he need? Is it love, joy, or trust, strength, peace, etc.? Acceptance, so many different qualities. What does he need? He didn't have access to. Just trust your heart to bring you this information. Is it forgiveness? Zoe?
Yep.
Yeah. So from you're holding the space, and his higher self is bringing to him forgiveness as a quality into his heart. Okay. Love. And peace. So those three, and he's starting to shift now. And with that, you'll start to feel the anger releasing from him. He's thanking you. Looks like he's ready to go into the light. Can you see that or feel that? Yeah, so with love, let him go into the light, and there's going to be a ripple down the timeline through all the ancestors who can hold this issue or release it as they wish into you. It's going to allow you to release the anger. It's just going to allow you to get to the sadness underneath it all. Now that sadness needs some time to process through you. You haven't allowed it. So over the next weeks, they're telling me, let it come, cry. And you may find that you're starting to treat yourself very differently on the other side of this. Anything you'd like to share with us, Zoe, about that? How are you feeling?
Just like, it's hard to explain.
You've done really well, Zoe.
Yeah, that was a rapid healing. Well done.
Thank you.
Let us know as well. Let the team know how you get on over the next weeks. We'd love to hear from you.
Keep in touch, Zoe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Some feedback. Thank you, Zoe. Some feedback from Carol. Thank you, Keith. I felt nauseous feeling. I now keep coughing in my heart area as if I'm clearing something. Didn't have a cough before. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So just wanted to read presence that there's a healing event available today.
Yes.
Intuity Bliss.
Yeah.
It's on Karma, it's on past lives, it's with the music. It's available till 1 a.m. UK time. So anyone that's got the time after this, jump on there. It's just a beautiful experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely worth checking that out, guys. Keith, once again, just want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Thanks for finding me, guys. Yeah, wow.
It's been awesome.
What a platform you have, and thanks to everyone who's here. And, yeah.
Well, one of the things that we offer as well is a little thank you for people that come on and follow us and watch. We also give a free reading giveaway. We ask our guests to scroll through some of the comments and feel drawn to a person. I think it's your turn this week, Monique.
I believe it's my turn for the reading. Yeah, free
Awesome.
reading.
Awesome. Actually, mine was Zoe today. So
Oh,
I'd already met Zoe. Yeah. So she's had a double whammy of us today.
is there anybody there that you feel drawn to, Keith?
For what? For
For the
for a free reading. If you'd like to choose,
to have a reading with one of you guys. Okay, let me have a look.
That would be me this time. We take turns giving the free reading.
How about Paul Cook?
Paul.
perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, Paul. I'm looking forward to that. Get in
Yeah.
touch. You can get in
Yeah.
touch with us and we'll book that. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Keith. I'm so glad that you had a chance to demonstrate this because that was absolutely amazing. And you can see how it affected, how very deeply affected people were, during the healing process. And I mean, I myself could feel that energy, honestly.
Yeah, especially the vibration of the sound, Monique. That was awesome, wasn't it?
It sure was.
So powerful. Yep. Before we go, though, Keith, just one last question. What next? What next for you?
I'm launching the second module of my training in October. I've spent the last month writing. I've written 40,000 words, just like bringing together my life's work into
interesting.
a manual, and I'm very excited to start that program. And I've also done with a guy called Aitor here in Ibiza. He films and VJs, so he creates like visual art, and we did an ancestral healing set together. We filmed it with people here in Ibiza with a woman who's angry, and you can see this red from above her, and then you trace it back to the ancestor. And her husband leaves her for another woman, and then goes back to this current day woman. She's pregnant and gives birth to this baby boy who receives the red, the anger in his aura, and then you see him grow up, and then he's with his partner and splits up with her because he's angry all the time, and goes and finds a shaman, and then has a soul retrieval where he lies back and the soul comes out of his body, and he goes back to the ancestor and helps her to heal what happened. And you see her freed, the angels come in, and he comes back into his body, and it's all harmony with his girlfriend. And I'm DJing like the Intuitive Bliss live with that. So we're going to be launching that as a premiere here in Ibiza by the autumn, and that'd be super cool. Yeah.
Can we get out to Ibiza, Monique? Is that on the list of COVID? Can we get out there? It sounds absolutely brilliant.
I wish.
Come out, guys.
Well, for you, Paul, that it is for me.
Yeah, no, that sounds absolutely awesome.
Oh, believe me, I've got it jotted down right here on my notepad. So lovely. So lovely to have you here, Keith.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it, and thank you ever so much. And
thanks so much.
It's just time to say goodbye to everybody, and thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you all again this time next week.
Bye, everybody. Thanks
Bye, everybody.
for coming.
Bye.
Bye.